Good morning, everybody. I'm going to try and share this. So I was in business, we're always thinking about finances. And in business school, we talked a lot about return on investment and opportunity costs. That was sort of the premise of everything that we did in business, right? So return on investment, that means what you're putting out to, in business, it's usually if you pay money out to advertising, are you going to make that money back on that? If you are hiring, you have a high turnover and you're continually hiring, that's a low return on investment, right? You want to have as much return on investment for each one of your employees as you can. And that goes, with all financial stuff, from what we purchase every day, for our families and whatever else, this is something that subconsciously a lot of times we're taking into account. So are we going to purchase that? Or are we really going to, is it really worth making the money? And this was something probably about 10 years ago that shifted in the way that Tim and I were purchasing things. We both grew up, relatively poor, which is a term I don't like, but, we grew up without a lot of financial means. And so he and I both had a tendency to purchase things that were very inexpensive. And then we'd have to turn around and, replace that item when it broke in a month or whatever. And so we learned that the items that we used all the time gave us a higher return on investment, right? So if we spend the extra $100 or whatever on a really good model, it's going to last us a lot longer, right? And so it's actually a better return on your investment than buying the cheaper model and having to replace it in a year. So return on investment. And then we've also got opportunity costs. So we're also leveraging when we make purchases, we're leveraging in our heads. If we have to spend the time doing this one other thing, what is that? Is it worth it? Is it worth our time to do that? For example, driving to the gas station to buy gas for a few cents less. Is it worth your time to do that, to save a few extra cents? That's opportunity costs. Well, something that occurred to me, quite a while ago, but something that I'm using in my mindset coaching is these are not just for finances. We do this in our personal relationships, in our health and wellness, and of course that's one of the main things that I've noticed is in health and wellness. We're oftentimes leveraging the opportunity costs and the return on investment with our health and wellness. So, which is sometimes very abstract. So we're trying to, what are we going to get back for this action? If we're going to the gym every day and we're killing ourselves, are we going to be, is it worth it? Are we going to be getting that back? That time, we know we can't get the time back, but is it worth it in the long term? Because it is an investment, financial and time-wise. So this also goes along with, with return on investment for financially with wellness. So I see a lot of times people can't justify a financial investment when it comes to health and wellness because they can't, it's so abstract, the return on that. And so we have to realize that even in business, a return on investment is an abstract concept. We are projecting. So in business, we don't necessarily know, that this one ad that we're going to run is going to make us back $400, right? We don't know that. It's a projection. We're estimating what we think that return on investment is going to be. And hey guys, if you could just say hi, I'd love to talk to you guys individually. But so I guess, we have to think about, are we being realistic on what we are expecting that return on investment to be, or is this a mindset thing that's getting in our way and jumbling that up? So we can, we can't know for sure what we're going to get out of it. It's sort of a leap of faith, right? But with health and wellness, a lot of times that return on investment is way greater than we even can imagine. So as opposed to finances, we see the money go out the door and it's a very scary thing because it's like, we're putting this money out there, it's gone. We know it's, we might not be getting that back anytime soon. But with health and wellness, what are you getting, what is your return on investment going to be if you start eating a little bit cleaner, or if you start a fitness program, or if you hire a coach? Here we go, financial investment in your wellness even. What is your return on investment going to be if you put, if you spend $100 a month for the next 6 months on a coach who's going to help you to up-level your life? And this is why, and in the beginning, like I said, it's very abstract. So before I hired my first coach, I didn't know really what to expect, what was going to be I didn't think I would get anything more than if I go online and I do some Google searches and I find like some workouts and some nutrition coaching and stuff, because there is so much free content out there. But the thing is, when you're getting free content from people, you're getting free tidbits of information. You're not getting coached step by step on how to do something, right? So you can get a little bit, and so you're scrambling all the time. You're finding the next little bit of information that will help you get to the next level. And then you're looking for that next thing. And so you're continually kind of seeking it out, searching it out. At least that was my experience. I tried to do it on my own, and I did do pretty well at it on my own for 3 or 4 years with my weight loss, doing Pilates and everything. But so it's possible. But really, if we start thinking about our returns on investment and our opportunity costs. So you can flip this opportunity cost thing. Is it costing you, if you are, instead of spending your time doing one thing, you are focusing on your health and wellness and doing something else, right? It's usually, it's a positive, it's not a cost, right? It's a benefit. So we get so stuck in everything's financially related in the United States. Like we're conditioned is most important in our life is to be able to support ourselves. And then, in the political arena, if you aren't doing well financially, you can feel really judged, and there's a lot of different stuff. And so we are always looking at how do we make enough money, and then how do we keep that money as long as possible. And we tend to forget that if we aren't healthy, we're not going to be able to use the funds that we're making anyway. So this was, and this you learn in business school and finance and macro and micro finance. You learn all about when you grow up without means, or you grow up like within your means, like middle class, and you've been taught about money. You are generally taught to hold on to that, that you need a stable income. You need to be putting that away, and you need to be sitting on it, for retirement and whatever else. And some of us say, yeah, well, what about vacations? And that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun. We're here to whatever. But I'm here to say, I think we're here for a long time. I think we're here to increase our longevity of life as well as our quality of life. So that money's not going to do me any good in the bank if I'm depressed, or if I'm really overweight and feel like I have a low self-esteem, or if I'm not confident and I'm not really speaking my voice and I'm not living my authentic life. So I personally, that's, everybody knows I'm a coach. I wholeheartedly believe in coaches. I have coaches of my own, multiple coaches of my own that I pay for, because I have seen it transform my life. There was no, my return on investment was so huge by hiring coaches and by sort of one step at a time getting my shit together. It was so huge for me that I became a coach, because I just know how powerful it is. And I spent years spinning my wheels, going from classes. I was in college, so I did. You would think, with all of my background in school, I was pre-med and nursing and then business and everything that I've done, you would think that the wellness stuff would have came a lot easier. And it blew my mind that I was struggling so much to do these things, to have the life that I wanted to have and everything. So if we can start changing our mindset around wellness into our return on investment and our opportunity costs, and realizing that there aren't very many opportunity costs when it comes to health and wellness. It's absolutely worth it. And same with your return on investment. The worst thing that's going to happen if you attempt to lose weight and you only lose 10 pounds or whatever is you lost 10 pounds. That's still a benefit. That's still a bonus. And then the journey continues, right? So you just keep on trucking. You just pick back up and you just keep on going, and then you lose another 10 pounds. And what gets us tripped up is our expectations, the time limits that we put on ourselves, the goals that we've set previously that we might beat ourselves up over because we didn't hit them. And so it doesn't feel like it's worth it. But it is. And health is everything. When you feel good in the morning, when you wake up and don't hit snooze a million times because you feel like you don't feel foggy, you don't feel depressed, you feel like life has something to offer, like you're going to get up. And that is huge. I didn't live that way until I was over 35 years old. I was about 36 years old before I started waking up in the morning and being like, oh man, I've got so much stuff I'm going to do today and whatever else. And so, those are the real life things that I want people to feel. And when we are so stuck on, I can't afford it, we're really missing the point of life, in my opinion. You can afford to be healthy. You can afford to feel good. We just have to reevaluate what we are spending our money on, or manifest the money in other ways, which was what I've done for my coaches. Is I've always found a different source. It doesn't come from our typical family pool of money when I pay my coaches. I always find another way to come up with that money. And as a business, as an entrepreneur, I can do that. So I'm kind of lucky in that regard. And then just a little plug, anybody who is interested in doesn't understand how online businesses work, you should look into it because it's definitely worth it. So, all right. So return on investment, your return on investment in your wellness is going to be huge for you. And I cannot encourage it enough. If you invest a little bit, even if it's just a little bit here and there, like I do mini programs all the time that are really reasonably priced. And I do that because I package that information together in a way that is that everybody can digest it. So, I put packages together in a systematic order so that, on day one, we're doing one thing that leads into something else and into something else. So it's a lot more effective than if you just listen to a podcast and take some notes or whatever and move on to the next thing if you're trying to do it on your own. So that's why I call myself a life strategist, because I have to strategize all my content so that it is digestible and you see results from those programs. So, I have this 23-day mindset for weight loss and weight management program coming up, and it is daily activities Monday through Friday, where I am in there every Monday through Friday posting journal prompts and affirmations around weight loss and weight management. And it really gets us thinking about things a little bit differently when it comes to our health and wellness. And it creates a lot of positivity in your self-image, which helps you to be more successful in the long-term goals that you have and be able to sustain that over time. So that program, I've priced that at only $1 a day because I want everybody to participate. I was going to make that a free program, but typically people don't commit to programs as much if they're completely free. So I just made this a really low barrier to entry so that anybody who wants to kind of see how a small mastermind coaching program goes, you can hop in there. I will drop a link below if you want to check that out. And then I hope that, this resonates with some of you, because when it comes to mindset, we pull things from all different areas, and finance is a big one. So finance, we're so conditioned into how we think about money, and it correlates into our weight loss strategies in a lot of ways. And this is just one example on how we rationalize things in our minds. And so if we think we're wasting our time, we're not going to do it. If we think it's not going to be worth it in the long run, we're not going to do it. And so we have to get ourselves to see the benefits on all of it and what we're going to feel from doing this, and the pride that we get from it, and the inspiration that we bring to other people when we start having healthier habits and a healthier lifestyle and stuff. So just stick with it. I just want to encourage everybody that if for your health is most important in life. So without your health, we don't have anything. So let's remember that and raise it up on our priority list a little bit. So reach out to me if you need anything, and I will talk to you guys as soon as possible. Have a great day.